The truth is, making money online in 2026 is not easy. It's not quick, and most of you won't make $10,000 in your first month because thousands of people will watch this video, hundreds will say they're going to try it, but only a few will actually stick with it. And I'm not saying that to put you down, I'm saying it because it's actually true. But if you're one of the few people who actually commit to this, you can build something real. So this is a no BS guide to actually making money in 2026. I'm going to break down each method, tell you exactly how to start, the difficulty level, and what it actually takes to make money. So let's get into it. First, let me get something out of the way. These are things that I'm actually doing for my own business, and long gone are the days where you can just watch ads or do surveys and make money. Like back in 2011, you could watch ads on a website and earn 5 Bitcoin just for clicking. If you held through all those years, you'd be a multimillionaire today. Obviously, that's not a thing anymore. That's not how the internet works anymore. It's actually matured. You can't game the system. You can't take shortcuts. You actually need to provide value now. There's no get rich quick scheme. There's no $10,000 in your first month unless you get extremely lucky. And most of you guys aren't even going to start. You're going to watch this video, say, I should do that, and then do nothing about it. But for those of you who actually do start, you're going to learn valuable skills. You're going to build persistence. And even if your first attempt fails, you'll be better prepared for the next one. That's how you actually build something. So method 1 is freelancing. What is freelancing? It's selling a skill you already have or learning a skill and marketing it to a set of clients. The difficulty is going to be a massive range because it's not really easy, but it's very doable if you're willing to learn and market yourself. Also, the income potential is the exact same thing. It depends entirely on your skill level and how many clients you land and how many hours you actually input. Now, there are specific freelance skills. For example, if you want some in the YouTube sphere, there's video editing. Right now, every creator needs a video editor. For YouTube, there's TikTok, Instagram, content is everywhere and creators can't keep up. Here's how you can get started. Learn the basics. Watch tutorials on Premiere Pro, CapCut, or DaVinci Resolve. Edit 3 to 5 sample videos for free. Pick small channels and offer to edit one video for free to build your portfolio. Make sure these are established creators because it'll look better for your portfolio. Post your work on Twitter or X. Sign up for YT jobs. There's also Upwork and Fiverr. And reach out directly to creators. Once you build up the skill and get a habit of making videos, you can charge on a per finished minute basis, or you can do per hourly or just per video itself. And then as you get better and more dynamic the edits get, you can increase from there. The best places to find clients for this is YouTube directly for research, YT jobs, which is pretty much a database where you could post a job and or find a job on there. And you can also reach directly out to creators on other social media platforms. Even just posting a showcase on Twitter can lead to you getting clients. Also posting on Upwork and advertising your skills on there. And by the way, the best editors understand pacing. They understand storytelling, not just flashy effects. Focus on making the video feel natural, not over edited, and actually enhance what the creator is providing. There are tons of tutorials out there. Personally, one of my favorite video editors is Finzar. He's a creator here on YouTube, and also Hayden Smith. We also have script writing. Creators need writers who can hook viewers in the first 5 seconds and keep them watching. Here's how you can start. Study high-performing videos in a specific niche. Break down their hooks, the structure, the pacing, the storytelling, everything about the script. YouTube even has a show transcript button in the description. Copy the transcript, analyze it. You can also create unique titles and ideas for creators to work off of. Reach out with your sample script with a video title and offer to write one video for free or for super cheap. Eventually, when you have a verifiable portfolio with actually pretty solid creators, you can also use YT jobs, X, Discord servers, and there's a ton out there that actually even let you advertise your services and direct outreach. And also here's an extra tip. Don't use AI to write everything. AI scripts are pretty generic. Good writers understand emotion, pacing, and human connection. That's what actually keeps a viewer watching. We also have thumbnail designers. And I'm going to be honest, this space is getting pretty disrupted by AI, especially with Gemini and other tools that are training on existing YouTube thumbnails. But the best designers will be those who utilize AI plus their own human creativity to make something better than AI alone could create. Here's how you can start. First of all, learn design basics. There's Photoshop, there's Canva, there's Figma. There are definitely free options out there like GIMP too. Study top performing thumbnails in your target niche. What makes them clickable? What can actually draw human emotion out of them? Then I want you to create 5 to 10 sample thumbnails for real videos. Some of them can already exist, or they could also be just concepts. Reach out to small or established creators, offer to design for cheap or free to just establish your portfolio. Then eventually you can scale higher as you get better, charging $20 to $50 to even $100 per thumbnail. I also want you to utilize YT Jobs, Twitter, Fiverr, and the rest that I mentioned before. And yes, this is a very competitive niche, especially now in the age of AI. You need to be really, really good or really fast to make decent money. And this is our last job related to the creator sphere, and it's community management. Here's something that I even need right now. Someone to manage my Discord. They can host events, keep the community active while I focus on my content and building my SaaS. You can utilize the platforms that I mentioned above, and also you should join Discord servers in niches you're interested in. Learn how they're structured, offer to help moderate and gain experience, or offer to help run events for free and learn the ins and out of the industry. Again, use the same platforms that I mentioned above, and also utilize Discord in addition to this. Creators value community managers who actually care about the community they're in and actually understand the brand. Now, we're going to be talking things that you can do outside of the creator sphere. I know that was a long segment, but we have tutoring and mentoring. If you're good at something, a language, math, SAT preps, college admission, personal finance, literally almost any skill that you can teach online. And here's how you can start that. Identify what you're genuinely good at teaching. 2, you can create a simple landing page or post on even local Facebook groups, Reddit, tutoring platforms, or again, you could even utilize the platforms I mentioned before, like Fiverr or Upwork or social media. 3, start with a select number of students at a cheaper rate, gain experience, get feedback, and reiterate your offer. As you get the testimonials and experience, increase your rate higher. And here's an additional tip. Be patient and understand your students' needs and struggles. This actually matters way more than just being the smartest person in the niche. Like, who cares if you're really good at mathematics? If you can't help a student understand the concepts, it doesn't matter how much you know. You can even work for established businesses instead of doing this on your own. And then again, once you build testimonials and get a portfolio, you can market these skills separately than who you work for. You could even go after bigger clients, charge actual market rates. And as you get better and have more clients, raise your rates. Get retainer clients if possible. Monthly reoccurring income is way better than just one-off projects. As some of you may know, I even offer consulting calls. Right now, I only do one-off calls just because I don't have the time, and also I don't have the complete structure built out yet, but eventually I do want to scale to this. I also offer too many of a variety of services like personal finance, YouTube strategy advice, investing, career navigation. I really want to hone down on my skills and get very specific for my audience. Once I do this, I'm actually going to build the structure and the platform to where I can do this long term and help students more than just a one-off basis. Now, our third method is actually content creation and social media. A majority of you already know what this is. For example, building an audience on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and monetizing through ads, sponsorship, products, and services is what this entails. This can be extremely difficult because you have to wear many hats at once. And it's actually one of the hardest ways to make money online. And don't let anyone tell you otherwise, because actually less than 0.5% of YouTube channels actually make any money. Not only that, you also have to become a video editor. You also have to know a community manager and a strategist and a thumbnail designer. You have to do literally everything until you have the means to hire out. And the income potential for this is massive. It could literally be $0, or you know channels that make over millions of dollars. Only a very small select amount of channels actually make a significant income to sustain their business. And most creators quit within the first 3 months because they don't see the results. This is definitely not a get rich quick scheme. It's time consuming, it's stressful, and the ROI is terrible for most people. But if you genuinely want to create, and if you have something to say, if you're not chasing the money, it can be incredibly rewarding. On my channel, I actually have a ton of videos talking about content creation, so definitely go and check those out. But here's how you can get started. Pick a niche you actually care about, and don't just copy what's popular because you will burn out. Study successful creators in that niche. What are they doing well, and what gaps exist? Start posting consistently. 1 time a week on YouTube minimum. And if you're doing short form, I would say 2 to 3 times a week minimum, preferably daily. You need volume to learn what works. Also focus on hooks and retention. The first 5 seconds determine if anyone will watch your videos. And engage with your audience. Reply to comments. Build a community, not just an audience. And don't optimize for the algorithm at the expense of authenticity. Make content you'd actually want to watch yourself. And there are so many monetization paths with this. For example, there's YouTube ad revenue once you achieve 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours hours of watch time. There's sponsorships. Brands will pay you to promote their products. There's affiliate marketing, which you can earn commission on sales through your links. Digital products, you could sell guides, templates, and even courses. You could also do consulting or coaching. If you have the expertise in a select skill, you could promote your services within your videos and or your link in the description and share your expertise. There's also channel memberships. Give extra value to the loyal fans. This will give you reoccurring revenue, and also your audience will get something out of it. One, they'll be able to support you. Two, they'll get additional value. For example, for my channel members, I give them exclusive access in the Discord server to all of my YouTube analytics. If they ask for any analytics or any analysis on a YouTube video or my thoughts and opinions, they will get it then and there in that channel only. And here's why you should still consider it. Even if you don't want to become a full-time creator, building an audience gives you marketing reach for other businesses you build. For example, if you want to build a SaaS, you can use your own audience to promote your business. Say you want to become a video editor, you could promote your services through your own videos. Thumbnail designers, the exact same thing. YouTube strategists, community managers, tutoring. And you can make connections with incredible people in your spaces. I've met creators making over $200,000 a year. I've even talked to some that made over $1 million in a year. The fact that I was able to talk to these people and get extra expertise just because I made videos myself is insane. You also increase your skills in communication, editing, and storytelling. You also get proof of expertise in your niche. For example, I make content because I genuinely want to document my early retirement journey. The money is a bonus, but it's not why I started this channel. And then I can also use this channel to advertise my other services. For example, the SaaS that I'm building. If people are interested in it, I won't be starting from zero because I already have an audience. And if you're only doing this for the money, you're going to end up quitting. If you're doing it because you have something to say and you actually want to share your thoughts, opinions, or beliefs, or your expertise in a topic, you might actually stick with it. And who knows, in 6 months, you will be unrecognizable. Now, method 3 is user-generated content, or UGC. This is where you create content for brands to use in their marketing. You're making the videos for their audience, not yours. This is actually much easier than becoming a content creator, but it still requires consistent effort and skills to actually make the videos. This is something that I have actually done myself, and I still do a little bit time to time, but it depends highly on views, the contracts, and volume of content you create. For example, this can be at a per video basis, it could be at a per view basis, or you get commission or referrals depending on the deal. Now, a lot of brands, especially startups, pay creators to make TikToks, Reels, or YouTube Shorts promoting their products. And here's how you can start. I want you to go on Canva or look up UGC portfolio templates. I want you to make 3 to 5 videos of items even around your house. You don't have to buy anything. Use your smartphone, use the TikTok app natively, and or CapCut on your phone, which is completely free. Post these videos on either your portfolio or you can post them directly on social media themselves. This proves you can create engaging content. Reach out to brands directly or use UGC platforms. There's a bunch of platforms out there. For example, I know the Method app is one and they do UGC videos themselves too, but working with brands directly will get you the biggest cut. You could even just search up UGC on YouTube, Instagram, or TikTok and see other UGC creators because they will promote other brands and or the programs that they're in themselves. Once you do all this, create sample content for brands that you actually like. Show them what you can do for them. Provide value before asking anything. Once you do all of this, reach out to the brands and negotiate. Some pay on a per view basis, some will pay a flat rate, and some will pay per sale or per acquisition. Once you do this, post consistently. A lot of them require a video a day or sometimes 3 videos a day. Again, these videos are like 15 seconds long or sometimes up to a minute. And the reality is most videos will actually flop, and you won't get paid for much of those. You need to be really good at hooks, scripting, and on-camera presence. And looking good helps. I'm not saying that to be shallow, it's just marketing 101. People will engage more with attractive creators. Right now, there's a huge trend of creators doing UGC in San Francisco and New York City, specifically for startups. They're making tens of thousands of dollars per month, and again, for every successful UGC creator out there, there are dozens who are failing to do this. It is time-consuming, but if you have a lot of free time, this is something that you can actually hop on with little to no friction. You're basically working working at a content factory, and if you have the skills and can handle the volume, the earning potential is pretty limitless. And method 4 is digital products. What is this? You can create templates, guides, courses, or tools that people can buy and use. The difficulty for this isn't that hard. It's the marketing behind it that is going to be difficult. So I would honestly put this at like a 5 out of 10. And the income potential, again, is very highly dependent on your marketing and the product market fit. Here are really popular ones that you can create. For example, there's finance templates, budgeting, expense trackers, investment trackers, a lot of Notion templates for productivity systems, content calendars, project management. There's also a lot of guides you can create, how-to PDFs, checklists, frameworks. And if you're a video editor or a thumbnail designer, you could even do presets for video editing, photography, or thumbnail design. I know a lot of YouTubers and videographers out there actually sell their LUT packages. So once they color grade footage, they create a preset and sell that online for 30 to 50 bucks, and they get their viewers and or people that admire their content because they want theirs to look exactly like what they're seeing. You could also sell design templates, resume templates, social media graphics, and also Figma templates. If you are really good at web page design, you could sell that on Figma store. Now, this is actually going to require a lot of skill and or a lot of perseverance so you can actually learn the skill. For example, you need to know how to identify a problem people have, what makes their lives harder, and how can you help them. Create a solution that's better than what already exists out there. Don't just copy someone else's template, actually provide value and reiterate what they've already done. And also make it extremely frictionless to use. The easier it is to use, the more valuable it is. You could launch it on Gumroad, Etsy, Lemon Squeezy. You can even launch it on Buy Me a Coffee, which is what I use for my services right now. And then 5, you have to market it. Post about it on Twitter or X, Reddit, relevant communities. And if you have the audience, promote it. And also follow seasonal trends. For example, January 1st, New Year, New Me stuff. New Year resolution, whatever. People want to be sold that dream that they can change on January 1st or for the new year. People buy finance templates. For example, every September, students buy productivity templates. Time your launches around when people are most motivated to change. And also, since a lot of people are looking for jobs right now and the job market is really tough, right now, a resume template or just a guide on how to land a job or interview preps would be really hot right now. And my approach specifically, I've made guides on content creation and investing in the past. This year, I'm going to be updating them and launching them again for this channel. I'm also building everything I use on Notion, my planning system, my fire calculators, my content calendars, and I'm going to package those up and sell them and or give some for free. Some will be paid, but everything I create, I actually use for myself. That will be the key. And don't create products that you wouldn't use. People can smell the BS. Now, method 5 for 2026 is starting a SaaS, building a software as a service product that solves a problem and charges users monthly or annually, or you could even sell it lifetime. This is definitely the hardest thing on this list, and that's why I put it as the last one, because it requires a lot of technical skills, a lot of business skills, and persistence, and also marketing. It also has a high startup cost. Now, this is something that I am personally doing because I'm a software engineer. It requires coding skills. It takes months to develop even an MVP, which is a minimum viable product, and marketing can be incredibly difficult, but I already have an audience, a Discord of 2,400 members, a channel with almost 25,000 subscribers. I can utilize this to promote that product. And most SaaS products will fail, especially ones created with AI. And I am personally not against the usage of AI as long as it's not used to fully make one thing. For example, if you're using your creativity, your intelligence, and your skill set and improve that with AI, you will be so much further along than somebody who's not using AI at all. And please do not just use AI to build an entire SaaS product. Actually learn how it works behind the scenes, because there's going to be a lot of privacy and compliance issues that you will run into. There's actually many stories of this happening right now because people are pushing projects on the App Store that have zero security or massive flaws in its system. But here's why you should still consider it. Because if you can build a SaaS that solves a real world problem, it's one of the most scalable businesses you can create. One successful product can serve thousands of users and generate recurring revenue every single month. Here's how you can start. Identify a problem you personally experience. Don't build for a market you don't understand. Validate that demand before you start building it. Ask people if they pay for a solution. Get pre-orders or wait lists if possible. possible. 3, I want you to build the MVP. Don't try to build everything at once. Start small and scale up. 4 is get your first 10 users, even if they're friends or free users, get feedback and iterate based on that feedback. Improve the product based on what users actually want, and then you can market aggressively. Tweet about your progress. There are a bunch of communities on Reddit, Facebook, and Twitter out there about building in public. You can even showcase on YouTube to do so. And building in public is pretty much sharing the losses and the wins. When you have a struggle, talk about it. If you're running into an error or some sort of issue, talk about it online. You might find the solution through a reply or a comment on that post. For example, I'm building a SaaS for FIRE planning, which is financial dependent retire early, and geographic arbitrage. It combines financial tracking, city research, and retirement planning. Why, you may ask? Because I couldn't find a tool that did all of this well for me. And I have an audience, over 2,000 on Discord, 25,000 subscribers who want this tool. I'm building in public, I'm sharing my progress, and using my audience to validate and market the product. That's the advantage of pairing a SaaS with content creation. You already have the distribution, you just need the tech and science behind it. I know a prime example that everybody kind of knows of now is Cluely. He was a college student and now he's a multi-million-dollar business. And yes, it may be hard, but it's extremely possible. And now I also want to talk about the power of combining all of these methods. Because here's the secret. Don't just pick one of these things. Combine them. I do content creation as my main driver, but I also offer consulting calls. I have a newsletter. I run a Discord community. I sell digital products, or at least will soon. I'm also building a SaaS. Content creation is the top of the funnel. It brings people in, but I monetize through multiple streams, so I'm not reliant on YouTube ad revenue alone. This is how you build something actually sustainable, a business that is actually profitable. For example, social media is like a multiplier. No matter what you choose from this list, start a social media presence. Even if you tutor or teach people about a language that you speak. There are so many creators out there that are marketing their tutoring skills or language learning skills and selling courses or selling consulting calls or group coaching calls. It doesn't have to be your main business, but it gives you marketing reach for your freelance services, distribution for your digital products, validation and feedback for your SaaS, or connections with potential clients and collaborators. Some of you can do this faceless. Some of you will use your face. Some will just post about your work. Social media is a tool. Use it to amplify whatever else you're building. And that is exactly what I tell my community to do. I want a community of builders and creators. I don't just want a community of consumers. It is okay to consume time to time and with intention. But if you are mindlessly scrolling all day and watching YouTube videos and doing nothing outside of your 9 to 5, you are going to fall behind, or you're not going to make as much as somebody doing something else. Let me show you what I'm doing so you can see how this works in practice. For content creation, I utilize YouTube. It brings an audience and builds trust with my audience. For a newsletter, I have direct communication with engaged subscribers. If YouTube were to ever not push out a notification, or if I were to ever get banned or deplatformed or whatever, deplatformed, I have direct communication with these people. I have a Discord community, which is good with community building and feedback. I have Buy Me a Coffee, which I have donations and monthly supporters supporting my content. Consulting calls, which has a high margin and it's a direct value exchange. They pay me, I give them one-on-one specific advice for them. Digital products. You can scale your income from guides and templates. You build it once and it's an evergreen. It will always be out there. And for example, my SaaS, it's not done yet. It's still in the building stages, but it's going to be reoccurring revenue and it's going to scale as I grow the channel. And here's the key. I don't do brand deals with companies I don't align with. If I don't align with your company or brand or your product, I'm not going to work with you. That actually shows my audience that I'm more authentic than just every other creator. And with that, I can actually sponsor my own channel with my SaaS. I'll promote a tool I built, I actually use, and something I genuinely believe provides value. That's authentic marketing. That's how you build trust, and that's how you stay authentic, because people can smell the BS and don't feed them that BS. But I'm going to call you out. Most of you won't do this. You'll watch this video, maybe take a few notes. Maybe then you'll just go and open TikTok or scroll, or you've already exited out of this video. But if you made it this far, you're already ahead of most people. And I understand, and that's fine. Not everyone needs a side hustle. Not everyone wants to work online. Not everybody wants to work outside of their 9 to 5. That is completely okay. I'm not talking to you specifically. I'm talking about the people that want to escape the 9 to 5 or want to build an extra stream of revenue. And for those of you who are committed and who are very serious. I want you to stick to it and commit for 6 months, not 2 weeks, not just a month, 6 months minimum. For example, I've had this channel less than 6 months. I've made over $3,000. I'm helping clients do consulting calls each month now. I became YouTube monetized in just November, which I started in August. August to November is all it took me to get monetized on this channel, because I showed up every single day. And it does take time to see results. It might not be as fast as me. You might even do it faster than me. And it takes time to get good. It takes time to build momentum. Most people quit right before things start working, and don't be most people. And the people who succeed aren't the smartest or the most talented. They're the ones who actually start and don't quit. Be one of those people. And if you want to talk about building online income, freelancing, or content creation, join the Discord. We have over 2,000 members building their own paths. And if you want to support this channel while I document my journey, consider buying me a coffee or becoming a member. I also host consulting calls on there if you want more clarity. And let me know in the comments, which methods are you going to try? What's your plan for making money online in 2026? I'd love to hear what you're building. That's it for our conversation today, and we will talk again very soon. Peace.